When you go diving, do you prefer to take some extra weight on your belt or in your pockets because it prevents you from unintentionally floating to the surface in the middle of the dive? And how exactly do you think that works? Let's find out. Hello divers, welcome to DiveIncentives. My name is Mark and I'm here to help you get more out of your scuba diving. In this video we are going to have a closer look at how the amount of weight you carry during your dive is going to affect your buoyancy. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I see a lot of novice divers or even more experienced divers who try to solve their buoyancy control issues by adding more weight to their equipment configuration. Now, for those amongst you who are not familiar with the word buoyancy, it is a word used to refer to how our body behaves in the vertical water column. So for instance, if we are floating to the surface, this is what we call positive buoyancy. If on the other hand we are sinking to the bottom, then we are considered to be negatively buoyant. And ideally, as a diver, what we want to achieve throughout our entire dive is a state of neutral buoyancy, which is a state in which we hover at our target depth effortlessly without assistance of our feet or our hands. So now that we're all on the same page about what buoyancy is, let's see how it is affected by the amount of weight we take during our dive. And in order to do this, I set up a little experiment. Say hello to Alfred. Alfred is a diver who likes to take a small amount of weight when he goes diving, in this particular case 1 kilogram. Alfred has a brother, Bill. Bill is also a diver. When he goes diving, he likes to take a little bit more weight, in this particular case 3 kilograms. I have taken Alfred and Bill with me down on a dive to 6 meters. Let's see what happened. At the bottom, I started by inflating Alfred's and Bill's improvised buoyancy compensators. This had to be done meticulously as I wanted to get them both as close to neutrally buoyant as reasonably possible. When I eventually got it right, I was able to release both divers just above the bottom, and they'd stay there hovering at that specific depth. This is the neutral buoyant state every diver should try to achieve underwater. Now, as Alfred and Bill are diving, there might be a point where they'd have to ascend a bit, say to clear an obstacle. When they do, their neutral buoyancy will be disrupted, as the air in their BCs will expand, making them positively buoyant. As a result thereof, both divers will slowly but surely start to ascend. And this brings us to the key question of this video. Which diver is going to ascend faster? Will it be Alfred, who is carrying the smaller amount of weight? Will it be Bill, who is carrying the larger amount of weight? Or will both divers ascend equally as fast? I'll give you 5 seconds to make up your mind. Time's up! You think you know the answer? Let's see if you got it right. Whoa, I think that's clear straight from the beginning. Whereas Bill, the heavier diver, almost immediately rockets to the surface, Alfred floats up very slowly and in control. Here we can see it again. Different angle, but same result. But how can we explain this? The answer has to be found in both divers' initial neutral buoyancy. Whereas Alfred required 1 liter of air in his BC to offset the 1 kilogram he was carrying, Bill, on the other hand, needed 3 liters to offset his 3 kilograms. Upon initial ascent, the expansion of this larger volume led to a greater upward force and thus a faster ascent. So, now you've seen it. If you're struggling with your buoyancy, then taking more weight might actually have an opposite effect of what you're trying to achieve. So on your next dive, I suggest you lose some weight and you'll be amazed by the effect it's going to have on your buoyancy. Enjoy your diving. Hey divers, if you like my video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get weekly updates on how to get more out of your diving.